the relevant, there is the Senator for Meru, Senator Kaduri Murungi, and is among the leaders that the County Assembly yesterday alleged that the Governor of Meru has been vilifying and bullying, and those charges were presented by the County Assembly yesterday, and they presented the evidence on the same, and the Senate will make a determination on whether the evidence that was provided by the County Assembly is sufficient. Still under the procedure for impeachment under our Constitution and statute, Section 33 of the County Government Act provides for that procedure, while Article 181 of the Constitution provides the constitutional basis for removal from office. You can see the legal team of the County Governor for Meru, led by Elisha Ongoya, as well as Elias Mutuma, conversing with the governor and amongst themselves in readiness for today's proceedings. Under Article 181 of the Constitution, the provision, it lays the ground for the constitutional basis for impeachment, and among the provisions of that article is that a county governor may be removed from office on any of the following grounds, among them gross violation of the Constitution or any other law, where there are serious reasons for believing that the county governor has committed a crime under national or international law, abuse of office or gross misconduct, physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office of the governor. And then there is the legislation, the statute that has been provided for and enacted by Parliament to give effect to this Article 181 of the Constitution. You can see Senator Betemaina has entered the chamber. There is also Senator Hilary Wakili, is also in the House. And Section 33 of the County Government Act, it provides, there is also the Leader of Majority, Senator Aaron Cheriot, the distinguished Senator for Kericho County, is also in the chamber, in readiness for today's proceedings. Under Section 33 of the County Government Act, a member of the County Assembly may be by a notice to the Speaker, supported by at least a third of all the members, move a motion for the removal of the governor, and that motion is the one that is now before the Senate, that it passed all the legal threshold under that act, and now it is under the consideration by the Parliament. I can see Senator Catherine Muma, who is a distinguished legal mind and scholar, has also entered the chamber. And as we have already indicated under the procedure for impeachment of a governor, during the Senate's consideration of a report of the proposed removal from office of the governor of Kericho, the quorum bell has stopped ringing. We hand over to plenary, see if there is quorum.
Mr. Speaker, sorry to disrupt proceedings, but at the rise of the House yesterday, you gave a very important communication. Something which I strongly feel goes to the heart of the exercise that we are carrying out the last 2 days, a very important exercise that this House is undergoing. And you gave a very important communication on conduct and becoming on the part of certain people I'd refer to as state officers. So I wanted to request, Mr. Speaker, that we beg your indulgence, you allow us at least a few minutes to react to that communication, because there are senators here who have been mentioned, and of course people are wondering whether there are other forces that are guiding us as we undergo this business. Therefore, it will be unfair. I felt that yesterday might have been the time to speak to it, Mr. Speaker, but given that it was very late at night, going almost to 1 a.m. in the morning, I wanted to request if you could allow us, Mr. Speaker, to register our dissatisfaction, particularly those that have been mentioned and us as a House.
Very well, Majority Leader. You will allow the clerk to read the first order, and then I will allow just 3 senators from each side speaking for 2 minutes each, and then we go straight to the business of the day. Clerk, proceed, please.
Order number 1, communication from the chair.
I will allow comments on the communication that I did at the rise of the House last night, and I'll take 3 senators from each side, each speaking for 2 minutes. The Majority Leader, kindly take the floor.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Senate, I want to register my disappointment in the increasingly unbecoming conduct of Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria, a man who's continually embarrassing the appointing authority and casting serious doubts on the choice ability of none other than His Excellency, the President. Mr. Speaker, sir, that tweet was in bad taste. It paints senators as cheap people who have no cognitive abilities to make interpretation of the matters that are before us and make a sober decision that is in the interest of the Constitution and the people of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, this is the 14th impeachment hearing that the Senate is hearing, and I've had opportunity to vote in almost all of them. I take great exception in the conduct of Moses Kuria, in the tweet that he sent out, and the things that he said about this House and the colleagues that he's listed. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I now agree with members of this House who have brought censure motion before to discuss the conduct of this particular minister, because at every given opportunity, he has done nothing other than embarrass the appointing authority. In fact, it is my submission, Mr. Speaker, that the earlier CS Moses Kuria is let off his duty, the better for this administration, Mr. Speaker. Because every single day, in every action that he undertakes, he continues to embarrass the president and the people. No wonder the people of Kiambu resoundingly rejected his bid to be their governor, Mr. Speaker. It's because of this kind of habit, the kind of things that he says, how he goes about his duties, Mr. Speaker, and overall, his conduct as a human being. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, let Mr. Kuria know, wherever he is, that senators cannot be intimidated, that the kind of monkey business he's trying to introduce cannot be allowed to stand, Mr. Speaker, because this is a distraction.
Senator Kojong.
Mr. Speaker, first allow me to congratulate you for your resilience. The communication being referred to was made at exactly midnight, and that is a sign of the commitment of this House. Mr. Speaker, you are a bit lenient in your communication. I don't think that such conduct should just be reprimanded and left at that. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge you that this particular cabinet secretary who uses social media to disparage the House, to refer to matters before the House, to speak of the House in a manner that is extremely demeaning, that this particular person be summoned to appear before the House and to be summoned to substantiate those claims that he has made. Because, Mr. Speaker, those kind of utterances have got the effect of belittling this House and taking away any credibility this House would have in future impeachment. Mr. Speaker, the many impeachments that we have processed in this House, if the conduct of CS Moses Kuria was to be considered, his conduct falls within the threshold of impeachment. If he was a governor and if he was brought to this House, he would definitely be impeached. And Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the members of the other House, because they are the ones who have the responsibility of censuring and sending home cabinet secretaries, to take serious judicial notice of the conduct of this particular cabinet secretary, and this House, through the relevant committee, can come up with resolutions that can then be used to move the other House to discuss his conduct and to have him censured. And I hope that Senator Cheriot, because you've got the ear of the president who's the appointing authority, let us not just complain in this House. Go and tell the boss that this guy is an embarrassment, not just to the government, but to the Republic of Kenya. He is an embarrassment to the entire East Africa. The deals he has done has made Kenya look like a pariah when it comes to issues of supply chain of oil and edible oil. Mr. Speaker, this man must go. We must pronounce ourselves.
Senator Kathuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity also to give my comment on this irritating behavior of the CS for public service. Honorable Speaker, the process going on in this House is very, very important for the people of Meru who I represent in this House, Mr. Speaker. And when I see as just a log CS gets out there to make some very funny comments on social media, it is very, very embarrassing, and he is not serving, or whatever he is doing is not for the best interests of the Meru people. And I want to warn him that he should keep off Meru affairs. Let him concentrate with the work that he has been given by the president. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I will request actually on this matter, the other majority leader on the other house to actually start processing an impeachment motion to this CS. And Honorable Speaker, on this matter, as Honorable Kajanga has put it, after this process is done, I would request that Moses Kuria is called back to this House, is brought before us so that we can discipline him. Otherwise, he is an embarrassment to the people who voted for the Kenya Kwanza government, and he should be relieved of his duties immediately. So the president should take notice what this House has, the comments you are giving us this House, Mr. Speaker. And I want from now henceforth, let Moses Kuria give us peace as a Meru community. We don't want his support. We know what we want, and we know what best we can do, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Sifuna.
Mr. Speaker, I am happy that we have come full circle, because this is something that I have said on many stages, that in fact Moses Kuria is an incorrigible national shame. Mr. Speaker, one of the things that I ask myself is just how much embarrassment does the president have capacity to endure? And I can assure you that if nothing is done about Moses Kuria, there is more embarrassment coming. That one I can guarantee. Mr. Speaker, what is most hurtful is that even after your communication, the CS, who ordinarily should be asleep thinking about how he's going to make the lives of Kenyans better, had the audacity to fire off another tweet on material that was presented before this House. Mr. Speaker, what I want us to do, honestly speaking, action must be taken. I am actually made aware by the members of this House who represent us in the PSC that Moses Kuria ran away with money belonging to Parliament. He should actually be brought to answer questions about those things and removed from his position, because for me, really, there's nothing that brings me greater joy than being proven right about the things that I've said about this administration. And I just want the majority leader, please, about this administration, because as you have said yourself, it casts very serious doubt on the capacity of the appointing authority. How much embarrassment can the president take? It's just one man, Mr. Speaker. So what we want to do, as they said, there's a famous poem by Martin Niemöller. First, he came for the media. And when I brought a motion of censure for the media, some of you are saying, oh, Sifuna is in the habit of attacking this government. Now he has come for the Senate. Do something. Do something about this national shame, because it will continue unabated. That is who Moses Kuria is. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I also like to weigh on this important matter. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is time that we as a country would stand up and be counted with one voice and tell the president that he should not be held hostage by some of these log ministers he has appointed to the government. Mr. Speaker, sir, at this time when Kenyans are suffering from high cost of living, the least that we need are these ministers who cannot even pronounce them to the policy direction, but instead they take it to the tweet and the media to actually abuse and belittle this house. Mr. Speaker, sir, I do join ranks with my colleagues. It is the high time we tell the president he must put the house in order. Some of these cabinet secretaries, Mr. Speaker, they are a big shame to the nation. The only thing that they can do, Mr. Speaker, when we complain of high cost of living, they tell us to go and dig our wells to produce our oil. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is unacceptable. And I would want to put it in no unmistakable terms. Central region is no shortage of intelligent people who are capable of learning the docket that Kawira is learning, and he should be shown the door as early as today, Mr. Speaker. We have the power, Mr. Speaker, to tell the president that indeed such a CS like Moses Kawira should be fired, if not yesterday, today in the morning, Mr. Speaker. It is a great shame to this house and to the nation indeed that someone at the middle of the night, instead of addressing the pertinent issues that are confronting Kenyans, he would take with a cup of, Mr. Speaker, sir, he should be fired.
Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute on this important matter. Mr. Speaker, I just want to generalize my comments because there's an observation I have made. Many of our leaders want to destroy institutions who have a responsibility of making sure that our country runs properly. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Moses Kawira is somebody I've been in Parliament with for many years, including yourself. To a large extent, we have found him extremely intelligent and somebody who made sense. To some extent, he makes himself look such a foolish man, you wonder whether he even ever stepped into a parliamentary house. And yet, sometimes Moses doesn't understand that what he says means a lot to Kenyans. And indeed, our words have consequences. I would really want to plead with him and many other leaders to realize that these houses, the National Assembly and the Senate, are not just talking shops. This is a place where we discuss national policy. This is a place where we influence public opinion. And this is a place where it is assumed that we'll be providing direction on where our country is going. I really would like, Mr. Speaker, to plead with anybody who knows Moses like I do and many others. We talk to him and tell him that he has to up his game. At this rate, all of us are going to become his enemy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, we've done 3 senators each from each side. Now, honorable senators, this cannot be a house of lamentations. This is a house of action. Pursuant to the point of order that has been raised by the majority leader, I implore upon you, honorable senators, to use or to take full advantage of the standing orders to bring sanity to some of these CSs. You have the power under the law, more particularly under standing orders, to deal with the kind of behavior that you're complaining about. So, honorable senators, if you feel indeed that the behavior of the CS is unbecoming, then invoke the relevant standing orders. If you listen to Senator Kajwang carefully, you may not be able to have that latitude to make a final resolution to send the Honorable CS home. But your recommendation to the other house will have a lot of weight. So kindly take full advantage of our standing orders and stamp your authority. Clerk, call the next order.
Order number 2, hearing and determination of the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru County.
Now, honorable senators and the parties to this matter, we concluded the case of the County Assembly yesterday. Today we're going to begin hearing the case of the Governor. We have 4 hours within which to prosecute and hear the defense by the Governor. The 4 hours is minus the time given to senators for questions and clarifications. So the Governor and his team, you will have a solid 4 hours to put forth your defense. If you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members of the Senate. For record purposes, my name is Elias Mutuma, counsel appearing for the Governor in this matter. Within the 4 hours that we have, we intend to call 4 witnesses in support of our case. All these witnesses have filed their respective affidavits, which also double as our witness statements. Without much ado, allow me call our first witness, Nicholas Kenywa Josephat. His affidavit, Mr. Speaker, sir, appears on our blue booklet, which is titled The Governor's Response, at page 86 onwards.
You have 2 booklets, one big, one small.
It is the smaller one.
So just refer those 2 as small and big for ease of reference.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Kindly swear the witness. Swear in the witness, please.
I, Nicholas Kenywa Josephat, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Witness, kindly introduce yourself for record purposes.
I am Nicholas Kenywa Josephat, others referred to as Kenywa Muna, elected member of County Assembly representing Nyaki East.
The County Assembly of which county?
Meru County.
Thank you. Mr. Nicholas Kenywa, have you read the motion for impeachment?
Yes, I have.
That is before the Senate?
Exactly.
Have you also had a chance to look at the Governor's response that has been filed?
I have also gone through it.
Have you filed an affidavit in support of the response by the Governor?
Yes, I have.
Is it the affidavit contained in that response appearing at page 86 all the way to page 89?
It is.
Do you wish to rely completely on the avowals in that affidavit?
I wish to rely on it.
Thank you. I will ask you very few questions, targeted questions for the purposes of this motion. Being a member of the County Assembly of Meru, you are privy to the political happenings in Meru County. Am I right?
Very right.
It has been said that the governor of Meru has been unable to work with any of the elected leaders, specifically members of County Assembly. Is that your position?
It is not my position.
Has the governor been able to work with members of County Assembly of Meru?
Exactly after the first impeachment, the governor made peace with majority, if not all, of the members of County Assembly, and we have had a good working relationship.
Yesterday, counsel for the County Assembly said that that marriage lasted for a few weeks after the first impeachment. Is that the position? And if it's not the position, how long did that harmonious working relationship last?
I can confirm that we have been having a good working relationship with the governor after the first impeachment. It cannot be said that it lasted for a few weeks because it has been so until mid-September when cracks and crises were introduced to the members of County Assembly.
You allude to cracks and?
Cracks, wars, incitements.
Were introduced to members of County Assembly?
Exactly.
Who introduced these cracks to the members of County Assembly, to the best of your assessment and knowledge?
Much of what happened and what has brought us here is incitement to the members of County Assembly, mostly by members of Parliament, that is members of National Assembly, as well as other political leaders in Meru who may not be elected at the moment.
Thank you. You have had a chance to look at the motion for impeachment.
Yes.
Do you believe that the governor is guilty of any of the charges that she is facing?
I'll say not guilty.
Why do you say so?
Simply because if you look at the allegations, many of them do not impute any wrongdoing on the governor herself. At the same time, I know the decision of the County Assembly of Meru, through 59 members, to impeach the governor cannot be termed as what was their own decision at their free will. There was incitement, there was coercion, as will be demonstrated later.
Thank you. Let us actually demonstrate that right now. You're saying that the County Assembly of Meru did not exercise their mind fully in interrogation of these issues, that they were acting on intimidation and other forces. Kindly explain that to the Senate.
I'm saying the members were not freely exercising their decisions because some were coerced by political parties that they serve through their leaders. Others, it was a kind of a campaign where some of the MCAs were promised that if the governor goes and the deputy governor takes the seat, there will be the doubling of one development fund from the current 15 million that is given by the governor to 30 million. And that one brought some sense of excitement among the members, as well as pushing them to impeach the current governor.
Mr. Nicholas Kenywa.
Yes.
Were you at any point approached and given an incentive to support the motion for impeachment? And if so, what was the nature of that incentive?
Now, one of the incentives to impeach the governor was the promise that once she goes, the one development fund will be doubled from 15 million to 30 million. Of course, there were other inducements, like some MCAs being promised that there will be CEC members in the executive once the governor goes. Some of them were promised to be chief officers.
Honorable witness, listen to your counsel and answer his question.
Thank you.
The question was very specific. Were you approached and given any kind of incentive? And if you are, what kind of incentive? That was the question from your counsel.
Yes, I was.
By whom? Who approached you, and what kind of incentive were you given?
Some of the incentives was a monetary inducement.
By whom? Who approached you?
Now, one of the person who was sent to offer a monetary inducement was a friend of mine known as Kimathi. He told me that he has been sent. If I accept to send away the governor, I can get an amount.
Let us go to paragraph 7 of your affidavit. You make certain allegations there. Kindly substantiate what you mean.
You said paragraph
7 of your affidavit appearing at page 87.
I can confirm that the deputy governor also called me and several other members of the county assembly where he sought my support in the impeachment of the governor, and in return, he would double our want development fund from 15 million to 30 million.
Is it your evidence before this Senate that the deputy governor of Meru actually called you in person?
Yes, it is.
For your support in this impeachment motion?
Yes, it is.
Is it also your evidence that the deputy governor of Meru issued a specific incentive of increasing the ward development fund from 15 million to 30 million as an exchange for your support in this impeachment motion?
I can confirm the same, not only to myself, but to other members of the county assembly. It was a promise.
Did you accept the incentive?
Personally, I did accept it. I took it to be...
Did or did not?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not accept it.
Yes.
I took it to be a mere campaign promise that may not materialize, knowing the kind of finance you're getting from the national government as a county.
Are you aware if any of your colleagues at the county assembly accepted the incentive?
Majority of them bought the idea, and within the conversation in our circles, you can hear that they are convinced if the governor goes and the deputy governor assumes office, this one will materialize and it will be to their benefit.
You talk about conversation in your circles. What circles are these?
Normally, you know, we have formal and informal talks as members of the county assembly. We are friends with some of them, and so that's what I mean by circles.
Let us go to the issue of threats, because that is about the incentives. Are you aware of any threats that were issued for people who were not in support of the impeachment?
Many members of county assembly, once they offered to resist the move to impeach the governor, were threatened to be de-whipped from their political parties, to be removed from the House committees, and they didn't. We have two who were removed from those committees as a result of their stand not to impeach the governor.
Who were these two that were removed and whipped?
One is Honorable Frinda Naitogi Tobu, who is a nominated member of UDA. The other one is Ruth Kananu, who is a nominated member of Devolution Empowerment Party.
Has Honorable Naito sworn an affidavit to support those allegations?
Yes, she has.
Have you seen that affidavit?
Yes.
Is it the affidavit contained in the governor's response? A smaller booklet? Are you able to trace it from your booklet?
I'm looking for it.
Page 90.
Yes, I'm there. Page 90.
Is that the affidavit of Honorable Frida Naito Getobu?
Yes, it is.
Does it confirm that she was de-whipped for lack of support of the impeachment motion?
Yes, she has confirmed via her affidavit.
Who was the other member that you are aware of that was de-whipped?
Ruth Kananu, nominated member of Devolution Empowerment Party.
Do you have any document to show that that happened? You have not attached any document, right?
No document attached.
But that is your testimony that indeed she was also de-whipped.
She was de-whipped.
Let us go to my last question. Actually, second last. So then you did not vote for the impeachment of the governor?
I abstained.
You did not?
But?
You abstained?
I abstained.
Were you in the floor of the House when this motion was being discussed and voted?
I wasn't present.
You were not present?
Yes.
Why were you not present in the floor of the House?
Now, the moment it was well known that me and some other 9 members, making it a total of 10, would not impeach the governor or vote for the impeachment motion, the atmosphere was highly charged outside the precincts of the county assembly. There were some goods that were under instructions not to let us in, and when one of us attempted to get there, that is Honorable John Muguna Thurandira, he was seriously assaulted at the gate of the county assembly of Meru. And that one instilled fear to the 10 of us not to get into the county assembly of Meru on that particular day.
Thank you. Let us go to the last question. There was a ceremony that took place at Nchero where members of county assembly were in attendance.
Yes.
And were hosted by the Njorincheke.
Yes.
Do you know what transpired in that meeting, and do you know what dates those were?
The meeting was first fashioned to be a tree planting exercise where the whole county assembly was invited. Majority of the county assembly members attended the meeting, but it turned out to be an oathing ceremony where the members of county assembly were threatened with dire consequences in case they never accepted to impeach the governor of Meru.
You talk of dire consequences, and I believe you are fluent in the Meru dialect, right?
Yes.
That oath was administered in the Meru dialect?
It was.
What were the specific threats of dire consequences for those who withdraw support for the impeachment?
Now, the members were summoned in front of that gathering, and one of the Njorincheke elders was heard telling them, "Oreo kumenya agachoka na nyuma, oreo kumenya agachoka na nyuma, akeja kunywa muma, kana akeja kiri untobobo." Meaning, if you know as a member that you retreat from this cause, then you should not be part of this. And then the members, an oath was administered. And you know, majority of the members of county assembly are not members of Njorincheke. Maybe they would fear the consequences because they don't know much about it. And that was one of the elements of coercion in this impeachment process.
At this moment, I would like you to look at one of the videos, KMV7. Kindly, can we play KMV7? Can we have more volume on that video? I believe it is more clear if the volume is increased.
Hello,
Honorable Speaker, this video is not very clear. The one you supplied was quite audible. Can we pause for a moment that video? Kindly let's pause. Yes, so Mheshimiwa,
Yes.
you have seen certain people in that clip.
Yes, I have.
From the county assembly so far, who have you identified?
There is a Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru, Honorable Ayubu Bundi, and some members of the County Assembly as well.
There is a story one of the gentlemen is giving about a woman.
Yes.
In 2 minutes, kindly explain what that story is about.
Now, the elder is explaining to the members of County Assembly that a long time ago, the circumcision of men was a woman. And the woman would literally sit on the men. And I think that was a language that was being brought, to targeted to the governor. That is, they wanted the members to understand that the governor is literally sitting on men in Meru County.
Let's proceed watching the video kindly.
You know, either we are not making progress with that video.
Kindly proceed and tell us what is being said.
Now, the elders, after summoning the members of County Assembly in front, the elder is telling them that...
How many members of the County Assembly can you count approximately from the group that is there?
I can approximate that they must have been over 40.
Over 40?
Yes.
That's the majority?
It is.
Thank you. So what is the elder saying?
They are being told, if you think you will retreat from this course, by the course you mean the impeachment of the governor, then you should not come for the whole thing, simply because a curse will accompany you and your family, and you forget about the Meru leadership.
Thank you. In your own assessment, did that amount to instilling fear among members of the County Assembly to support the impeachment motion?
From what I know about Jorin Cheke and its stature in Meru community, as well as the oath itself, how it is respected and feared by members of Meru community, that amounted to intimidation it amounted to coercion. It amounted to instilling fear in the members of the county assembly.
Lastly, this event was conducted on 14th of October 2023. Am I right?
Very right.
By this time, the mover of the motion had not introduced the motion in the House.
The mover had not introduced the motion, and the motion was not even known by its content to the members of the county assembly.
So it is your testimony that these members were being asked to support an impeachment motion that they had not seen.
They were being mobilized so that by the time the motion comes, they will be ready to impeach the governor.
And the oath was for them to take a stand even before
yes,
the contents of the motion were known.
They were being mobilized in advance, even before the content of the motion was explained to them.
That's all for this witness, Mr. Speaker, sir. I leave him for cross-examination.
Mr. Speaker, honorable senators, for the record, my name is Eric Murioki. I will be taking this witness through cross-examination. Honorable Josephat Muna.
Yes.
Let us start from where your counsel has left off. You will confirm that from the video that was played, the captions are not part of the recording. They are introduced by the governor, or that they are her own translation.
Being conversant with Meru language, I can confirm.
That is not what I asked. You will confirm that the captions were not recorded with the video. They were introduced later. Yes or no?
No.
So you are testifying that the video was recorded together with the captions?
Yes.
You will also confirm that there is nowhere in the video where impeachment is mentioned.
Impeachment is being figuratively referred to as this cause.
Mentioned or not mentioned?
Not expressly.
Thank you. On your affidavit, let us look at paragraph 3 of your affidavit.
Yes.
Can you read? Can you read paragraph 3?
It says, I am aware that we have been enjoying a very cordial working relation with the governor until mid-September this year, when it emerged from the leadership of the House that members of Parliament from Meru County and a few other leaders had picked a war with the governor.
So your testimony before this Senate is that the impeachment and this entire process began mid-September?
Or thereabout.
Thank you. I will refer you to our volume 2, pages 17 to 29. That is the IFMIS extract. I'd like to get someone to help with showing him volume 2. Volume 2. The IFMIS extract, pages 17 to 29.
I'm there.
Open any page between those two pages, between 17 and 29.
I'm there.
Can you read the date of the first transaction on that page?
The date?
Yes.
I can see 1st July 2022.
You will confirm that that is way before mid-September?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I will also refer you to our volume 2, and just before I go there, for all those other transactions that are on that volume, between pages 17 to 29, all of them, or a majority of them, are dated way before the mid-September date.
Exactly.
Thank you. And I will refer you now to page 233 of our volume 2.
I'm there.
Are you at 233 of volume 2?
Yes, I am.
What is the date of that document?
The letter is dated Friday, September 1st, 2023.
Is that mid-September or beginning of September or end of September?
It is not mid-September, but
you.
it is September.
Thank you. When you say mid-September, ordinarily, you mean from around the 15th of the month, going onward, right?
Exactly.
I will also refer you to the document on page 232.
232
of our volume 2.
I'm there.
What is the date?
Dated Wednesday, August 30, 2023.
You will confirm that that is way before the mid-September you allege is when this entire thing.
Way before, but thereabout.
Thank you. I will refer you to page 226 of our volume 2.
I'm there.
First of all, what is the date of that document?
Dated 25th August 2023.
In the body of the document, the second line,
it reads, I hereby write to inquire if there have been any Meru County cabinet meetings after the last one I attended on 29th May 2023.
And you will confirm that 29th May 2023 is way, way before the mid-September.
Exactly.
Thank you. Not to belabor the point, the order on page 416 of our volume 2. Volume 2.
I'm there.
What is the date of that order, sir? The date can be found on page 417. That is the next page.
Yes, dated 7th October 2022.
You will confirm that is a whole year.
It is.
Before the date that you're alleging is when this thing was started.
Yes.
Thank you. And the ruling on page 417 to 439.
Yes.
Before we go there, let us go to page 155 of volume 2. Page 155, volume
155, I'm there.
Can you see the date that appears on that WhatsApp extract at the top?
The date, May 27, 2023.
So, Mheshimiwa Josephat,
yes,
you will agree with me that this narrative, that this is a recent problem that has come up, is completely false.
From the perspective of a member of County Assembly, it was brought to us in September thereabout.
Mr. Josephat?
Yes.
We have looked at several documents dated way before, some of them a whole year before. You will agree with me that this narrative, that this is something recent that came up from mid-September, is completely false.
What I mean that a matter that came as an impeachment piece in September 2023 could have been brewing way before, but members of the county assembly had hitherto had a good working relationship.
No matter. Let us go to your allegation that this motion is sponsored or, to use your words, is an incitement from the members of parliament.
Yes.
When you look at the ruling on page 417 and 439, between 417 to 439, the ruling that is dated 29 September 2023.
Yes, I'm there.
You will agree with me that that is not a document originating from any member of the National Assembly. You will agree with me that that is a ruling of a court of law in Kenya.
Exactly.
Thank you.
But.
Thank you.
But.
Mr. Josephat, you are not a member of the UDA party, are you?
Mr. Speaker, I'll plead with the council.
Just answer the question. Are you a member of UDA or not?
I'm not.
Thank you. So your allegations on paragraph 4 of your affidavit, that a meeting was called and deliberations were made, that is something you are not privy to because you're not a member.
After the meeting, all the members addressed the media.
Were you called to that meeting of the members of UDA?
Not called, but they read out their deliberations in public.
You are not at the meeting?
Exactly.
You will also confirm that you are not a member of the BAS party?
I'm not.
And you do not ordinarily attend the meetings of the members of BAS party?
Yes. But again, they read out their deliberations in public.
On paragraph 11 of your affidavit, you allege that you know the reasons why a party or parties that you are not a member to chose to discipline their members. That is what you have alleged on paragraph 11.
Exactly.
You will agree with me that since you've confirmed you're not a member of UDA, you're not a member of BAS, you do not know the deliberations that happened or the reasons why these parties chose to discipline their members.
I have an affidavit from one of the members confirming it was the reason.
I'm asking you, were you there? Were you part of the deliberations?
I wasn't there.
Thank you. Mheshimiwa Josephat.
Yes.
There's your fellow members of the assembly, and I will name two of them. Kaume Faith Kananu.
Yes.
There's another member called Kiambi Ngaruni.
Yes.
And those members are not supporting this impeachment motion or did not support it.
Yes.
And you will agree with me that they were not de-whipped from their committees.
Yes.
Thank you. So, Mr. Mheshimiwa Josephat, it must follow, therefore, that the de-whipping you talk about on paragraph 11 had nothing to do with supporting or not supporting the motion.
I'll leave that to the discretion of the senators.
Mr. Josephat.
Yes.
Mheshimiwa, you will agree with me that members of parliament have no supervisory role over MCAs.
Agreed.
You will agree with me that a member of parliament cannot force an MCA to vote one way or another way on a matter before the assembly.
But can influence.
Mr. Josephat, ultimately, every MCA is free to make their own choice in the assembly, right?
Right.
Thank you. Have you identified the specific members of parliament that you say influenced or forced you or your fellow members?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Where, which paragraph of your affidavit?
Not in the affidavit.
Thank you.
But one of them was here yesterday as a witness.
Which paragraph of your affidavit have you identified those members?
None.
Thank you. On paragraph 8 of your affidavit, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You say you received calls from other leaders within Meru to support the impeachment motion in order to restore dignity and respect of Meru as a county, right?
Exactly.
Have you adduced any evidence to show that you indeed received these calls?
Not contained in this document, but factual.
Have you disclosed the maker of the said calls in your affidavit?
Not in the affidavit.
Have you attached any call log or any screenshot to show that you indeed received these calls?
Not attached.
Thank you. You have talked about incentive of 15 million being increased to 30 million.
Yes.
Have you provided any evidence that any member was offered, let alone accepted, this incentive?
I have not provided.
Thank you. Let us go to your allegation on a WhatsApp group being created.
Yes.
What is the very last sentence on paragraph 9 of your affidavit?
I'm there.
Can you read the very last sentence of paragraph 9?
A WhatsApp group to organize and discuss the impeachment was formed in which we were left out.
You were left out?
Yes.
You are not members of that WhatsApp group?
Exactly.
So, how can you come to this house and say that it was established to discuss impeachment if you are not privy to whatever discussions were happening there?
We have friends who are members of the group, members of the county assembly, who can tell you what is going on as friends.
And have those friends produced any screenshots or any evidence?
No.
Thank you. On paragraph 10 of your affidavit,
I'm there.
You talk about several meetings. Have you provided the dates, venues, or minutes of those meetings?
Not provided.
Thank you. Let us go to paragraph 12 of your affidavit.
I'm there.
You will confirm that you were not present at the assembly.
Yes.
When this impeachment motion was being discussed.
Yes.
You also proceed to allege that you sent someone to test waters or something.
Yes.
Have you called that person here to testify to that effect?
He has not been called.
Thank you. Wouldn't that person have been the person to be called to confirm these allegations?
We have the OB through which he reported the matter.
Has it been produced in your affidavit, sir?
No.
Thank you. In that, I find this paragraph 12 of your affidavit very interesting.
Yes.
How many members of the assembly are there, Meru County Assembly?
69.
69?
Yes.
How many members were present during the discussion of the motion?
59.
And in paragraph 12, the very last sentence of paragraph 12, can you read it for the Senate?
We ended up staying away after 10 members, away the 10 members, after the others and they carved into intimidation and crossed over.
So it is your testimony that 10 members stayed away? That is correct?
Yes.
And 59 members were in the house?
Yes.
So this allegation that there was someone who was sent and got beaten and whatnot and other stories is just a fabrication.
It's not a story.
Mr. Muna, mathematics tells me that 59 plus 10 makes 69.
Exactly.
If 10 stayed away and 59 were in the house, where is the extra 70th member coming from that is being sent to test the waters?
Extra what?
The 70th member that is being sent to test the waters.
Mathematics also informs me that one was out of the 10. He was beaten, he didn't get in. That makes them 10. 59 plus 10 is 69.
Bwana Josephat, confirm that the functions of a member of the County Assembly are legislation and oversight.
They are.
Confirm that impeachment is one of the oversight measures that the House can take.
It is.
Confirm that there is no member of the National Assembly who has a vote at the County Assembly.
Confirmed.
Okay. My second and last question to you, Wanamuna. I want you to look at our volume 4. Page 3 of our volume 4. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Are you there?
I am.
Confirm that your name appears on that page.
It does.
What number is your name?
59.
And your signature?
It is.
And your ID number?
Exactly.
Wanamuna, in accordance to your standing orders.
Yes.
And specifically, just give me a moment, when I speak, I'm sorry. You are conversant with your standing orders?
Yes, I am.
And specifically standing order number 65. It is on page 264 and 265 of our volume 4.
I'm there.
That is where standing order number 65 starts.
Yes.
I want us to go to page 265.
I'm there.
And I want you to read for me standing order number 65-4.
65-4. And I read, when the order for the motion is read, the Speaker shall refuse to allow the member to move the motion unless the speaker is satisfied that the member is supported by at least a third of all the members of the assembly to move the motion, provided that within the 7 days notice, the clerk shall cause to be prepared and deposited in his office a list of all members of the assembly with an open space against each name for purposes of spreading signatures, which list shall be entitled signatures in support of a motion for the removal of Meru County Governor by impeachment.
And you confirm that it is pursuant to Order 65.4, or rather 65.4 was adhered to, and that is why you signed, where you have said you signed.
Yes.
From the reading of Order 65.4, it is not possible for a member to be coerced or forced to sign.
It is possible.
Were you coerced?
Yes, I was.
Have you produced any evidence that you were?
In the affidavit, it is mentioned.
Which paragraph?
Number 6. And also number 8.
You say that you received calls instructing you or urging you or whatever.
Receiving calls is a will.
Where does it say in this affidavit that you are forced to sign?
Do you know the content of the calls?
Where does it say that you are forced?
In the calls.
Sorry?
In the calls.
Can you read 65.5? Order 65.5?
65.5, and I read, any signature appended to the list as provided under paragraph 4 shall not be withdrawn.
Are you aware, sir, that you cannot run away from a document that you have signed in law?
Yes.
Are you aware, sir, that a signature appended under Order 65 cannot be withdrawn, just like you've read?
Yes.
I put it to you, Wanamuna, that you signed in support of the impeachment motion a signature which is irrevocable, no less. And then when you were taken to Masai Mara with the other 9 members, is when you decided to change your mind.
The Masai Mara story, I've heard it from you.
Mr. Speaker, I will yield some of my time to my colleague Kawira. I'm done with my cross-examination.
Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Senators, my name is Kawira. I have not more than 3 questions for the witness. Mr. Muna?
Yes.
From the video that was played,
yes,
you said that the captions that are written in that video are part of the video.
Yes.
Are the speakers in that video speaking in English or the Meru language?
The Meru language.
How then can the English captions be part of the video?
Any language can be translated.
So it is a translation?
It is.
It is not part of the video?
Now, a translation is not part?
Previously you said it is part of the video. Now you're saying it is a translation. So
let me make it clear.
Which is it a translation or it is part of the video?
Let me make it clear. For the Senate to understand the language, it had to be translated. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Do the cameras capture captions? If you take a recording, for example, of the proceedings hearing, will the cameras include the subtitles?
I'm not a professional photographer, I don't know.
Okay. You voluntarily went to the clerk's office to sign the verification form?
Not voluntarily.
Not voluntarily?
Yes.
But you went to the clerk's office?
Yes.
Who coerced you to go to the clerk's office to sign?
I have answered that from the previous questions.
Were you pushed to the clerk's office?
What do you understand by
Were you
coercion?
carried there or did you walk to the clerk's office to sign?
I walked.
You walked?
Yes.
Voluntarily or you were pushed?
Involuntarily.
Who coerced you then?
I've seen there were calls.
You were coerced by a phone call to go and sign?
You can.
And you say that you represent the people of, is it Ntima West Nyakist?
Nyakist.
So your people should believe you to say that you were coerced through a phone call and that independently you cannot make a decision on your own on whether to sign or not to sign.
Bwana Council, we have seen politicians dying in the course of duty. Do they die voluntarily out of politics? No.
You will confirm that nonetheless you signed.
Nonetheless, I signed involuntarily.
And your signature cannot be withdrawn.
It can't.
Okay. You talked of inducements to members, and you mentioned that Mr. Kimathi was sent to you. Is that anywhere in your affidavit?
It is not.
It is not in your affidavit. Is this Masai Mara trip that you went to part of the inducement that was offered to you?
I have heard it from you.
Very well. That is all in cross-examination, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. The Council for the Governor, do you have any re-examination to do?
Yes, I do, Mr. Speaker, sir. Very few questions for this witness in re-exam. I want you to confirm that you understand the Kimeru language being your mother tongue.
I do very well.
Very well. So, despite the subtitles and the translations,
yes,
even without them, you are able to tell the Senate what was said.
Exactly.
What you confirm to have been said is the exact words that were uttered by the people we saw in the video?
I'm saying what is being uttered there is completely what is in the translation.
Thank you. You have been told that you've been given an infamous message that appears at page 17.
Yes.
Do you still have that?
It was in volume?
I believe it's volume 2. You have been told that?
Yes.
Transaction confirms that the governor conducted some violations before August.
Yes.
Kindly, I want you to look at the specific item that you referred to, appearing at page 17.
Yes, I'm there.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Read for us the date.
It is dated 1st July 2022.
1st July 2022.
Yes.
Was Governor Kawira the governor by 1st of July 2022?
No.
Is that an issue that can be attributed to her?
No.
Thank you. In any case, Mheshimiwa, what you're testifying is as to the good working relationship with the governor.
It is.
Was that your testimony?
Yes.
And how long did that good working relationship last, to the best of your assessment?
It must have lasted somewhere between February this year up to September this year. That is a period of 7 months.
Thank you. You are also not a member of BAS or UDA.
I'm not.
But how did you come across information that members of these two parties had been de-whipped?
It was communicated in the county assembly through the normal sittings.
Were you present when that communication was done?
I wasn't, but Frida Naito, Honorable, told us that it has been communicated.
Are the records of the House accessible to you?
They are.
Once a communication is done in the House, is it information that you can access?
But when this honorable member, nominated UDA member, was de-whipped, they refused to give her the official document to show that she has been de-whipped, but she was removed from committees and replaced as the vice chair of the water committee.
Was that communication done to the county assembly of Meru?
It was done, but no official document was given to her for fear that it will be used as an evidence in this Senate.
It was also your testimony that you got instructions and coercion on phone.
Yes.
Compelling you to tender your signature in support of the impeachment motion?
Exactly.
did you eventually exercise your free will by withdrawing from the support, by not voting or absconding from voting for the motion?
I would have voted in support, not supporting the impeachment that day, but me and some other 9 members could not access the County Assembly of Meru, simply because the atmosphere was changed and goods were hired to harass us.
You have been told about a Masai Mara trip.
Yes.
Are you aware of any Masai Mara trip?
I've heard it from the council here.
Did you go to Masai Mara?
I didn't.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is all for this witness. Unless honorable members have a question, I would be glad to call my next witness with your guidance.
Now, honorable senators, we have about 5 minutes to seek clarifications or questions from this witness. Honorable Karungo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Kinyua, I know at the County Assembly of Meru, there are 3 modes of voting. That is yes, no, or abstinence, just like the Senate and the National Parliament. Now, you said you abstained, yet you have told us that you are not able to access Parliament because one of you was attacked. Does that mean you are able to access Meru County Assembly later before the voting done, or can you clarify on that?
Now, my initial plan, and that of other 9 members making it 10, was to be in the Assembly to oppose the impeachment motion. Once we couldn't get into the Assembly, that means we were absent. Maybe I've mixed up the term of being absent and abstinence.
Senator Enoch Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will seek 3 very quick clarifications. First is just to clarify which political party he was elected on. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, according to the report of the resolution of the County Assembly of Meru on the impeachment, 59 MCAs voted to impeach the governor. 10 did not vote. We wouldn't know how they would have voted if they voted. So all members present and voting voted against the governor. Is it your testimony in this House that all the 59 members of the County Assembly of Meru who voted to impeach the governor were coerced or induced to take the vote that they did? The second last is you make very serious allegations in your affidavit on paragraph 7 that the DG tried to induce you. What is the evidence? And you make reference to several other members. Who are these members? Because people have names. You are called by the DG with several others. Who are these people that you are called with? And where is the evidence that he tried to induce you? Because this is a serious matter you're dealing with. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, honorable senators, I am a member of Party of National Unity, PNU. Now, when we say that 10 were not, could not access the presence of the assembly, I mean, were they to be there, I believe they would have voted otherwise. The 59 of them who were present in the assembly that day and voted yes, I cannot say that all of them were coerced. I am drawing my conclusion from the talk that we had before the voting day. And I know the talk that majority of them had. Given a free will, they would not have impeached the governor. Finally, in your questions, when I say the deputy governor made calls, you're telling me to name specific people or members of county assembly to whom he called. But I can assert that he called all of them in an effort to get a support from them with a promise to increase ward fund from 15 million to 30 million.
Senator Samson Cherargei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So mine is to our good friend Mheshimiwa. Just two quick clarification. You have told this House that you were not able to access the county assembly. Did you report to any police station, or do you have evidence to that effect, including the phone calls? If you can table. Finally, I can see your signature is number 59. And in Standing Order 65.5, the Meru County Assembly Standing Orders is specific on what you are signing. So, and you have alluded that a number of people were given inducement to, through you, Mr. Speaker, to support this impeachment motion. Is there a possibility that you have also been given inducement to testify against County Assembly? I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable senators. First, I have seen that I have OB belonging to one Honorable John Mogunathranira, MCA from Mbeu, who was assaulted on his way to the County Assembly of Meru. And if allowed, I can give it to this Senate, though it does not form part of my affidavit. Number two, when I talk about inducements to sign, Mr. Speaker, I know exactly what I mean. And everybody who signed was induced to do so, either through promises that one fund will be increased or through some other promises, sweet promises, in order for the members to sign.
Senator Sifuna. And honorable senators, we only had 5 minutes for clarification. I think the Senator Sifuna will probably be the last question we take.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to Counsel for the Assembly, my good classmate. Mr. Speaker, I have had to look up the meaning of coercion. The Merriam-Webster dictionary just speaks of the use of express or implied threats of violence or reprisal or other intimidating behavior that puts a person in immediate fear of the consequences in order to compel that person to act against his or her will. The question to the Counsel of the Assembly, is it the case of the Assembly that coercion only means physical coercion, that somebody has to hold your hand to sign? Is that the case that is being presented by the Assembly?
Mr. Speaker, under the law, coercion is not limited to physical intimidation and physical threats. It is as broad as the Honorable Senator suggests. Our case as the Assembly is that there is no shred of evidence of coercion. And anyone who makes such a claim must tell you, the least they can do is to tell you who coerced them, what was the specific threat, and how and why that threat induced them, as a matter of fact, from behaving in a manner that is inconsistent with how they would have behaved. And as we speak on the record, we don't know who, we don't know when, there is no evidence, it's just an allegation, and alleging is the easier thing to do. I can allege anything, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cheptumo, you seem to have a burning issue, and please be very quick.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my clarification to the witness is on paragraph 3 of his affidavit. And it speaks about that it emerged from the leadership of the House that members of parliament from Meru County and a few leaders had picked a war with the governor. And when you go to paragraph 8 again, it says we also received calls from other leaders within Meru. Is it your evidence, Mr. Nicholas, that the whole impeachment process is really initiated by forces outside the county assembly? Is that your position as per paragraph 3 and paragraph 8 of your affidavit? You need to clarify that for the House.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators. Exactly that has been my assertion. And if you look at yesterday's submission, we had a member of parliament who was standing as a witness. There can be no other proof that members of parliament were involved if we don't consider that one of them was here as a witness. Number two, there was a video of Honorable Mporo Abori, the MP for Tigania East, in meetings all over the county, inciting residents against the governor. Why is it that we can accept that they were in public meetings and not calling the members of county assembly or inducing them or influencing them?
Thank you. Governor's Council, do you have another witness?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I indeed do have another witness. His name is Aruyaro Adrian.
Sergeant at Arms, can you please show the witness in?
As the witness is being ushered in, Honorable Speaker, he has sworn an affidavit that appears in our small booklet. His affidavit appears at page 96.
Okay, I direct that the witness be sworn in.
Okay. I, Andrian Karicha Aruyaru, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, kindly introduce yourself for record purposes. What is your full name? What do you do for a living?
Mr. Speaker, sir, and the Honorable Senators, my names are Andrian Karicha Aruyaru.
Where do you come from?
Come again?
Where do you come from?
I am a member of Meru Njurincheke, therefore I come from Meru.
I'm from Meru County.
Yes.
Are you conversant with what happens in Meru County?
Yes.
Current affairs in Meru County?
Yes.
You have alluded to the fact that you are a member of Njurincheke Council of Elders.
Yes.
What position do you hold in the Council of Njurincheke?
I am the chairman of 3 sub-counties, that is Tigania West and Tigania East and Tigania Central sub-counties.
Does that include where the Njurincheke shrine is?
Yes.
So that is your area?
Yeah, that is my area.
I'm going to be very specific and short with your testimony. I want to refer you to the happenings of 14th of October 2022. Are you aware of anything that took place at Ncheru on 14th of October 2023?
Yes, I'm aware.
What happened there?
During Cheke, members were called, and they were few, because not all of them were called to go and attend a tree planting ceremony. We went there. I was there briefly because I was committed. And when we were there, things turned to be different because we were not to plant trees, but it turned to be political or a political rally. And many things happened there, which annoyed the jury checking. What happened? There is an oath which was given to the leaders of the Mayoral Assembly, that is the MCAs, and that one annoyed us because that one is a shrine, and according to Mayoral traditions or the Njurinteke traditions or regulations and rules, in a shrine you cannot administer any oath in that shrine.
Thank you. So you confirm that there was an oath administered at the Njurinteke shrine?
Yes, there was.
Who administered that oath?
There was a section of leaders. That is, we have one Murangiri, who is Secretary General of Njurinteke in Meru, and there was even the chairman of the region, that is Mr. Kawira, and many others were there.
I want to refer you to the video marked as KMV7. Kindly, may we play that video? KMV7. Video KMV7. Mr. Speaker, we have just tested this video minutes ago.
Where's the sound?
The sound was perfect. I do not know what is happening. Minutes ago it was working. Mr. Speaker, sir, I seek your directions on this. This video has been tested minutes ago. The sound was perfect.
Broadcast, I don't know what seems to be the problem, or IT. Is this a video we can actually view? Council,
Yes.
could you send one of your colleagues upstairs to the broadcast to see if they can
Sure.
work
One of
on
my
the video?
colleagues has gone up there.
Okay.
Perhaps we can then play KMV 17 as we wait for that video to be sorted. KMV 17.
Sound. IT, are we going to have a problem with all the videos?
Ndio. Na kwa sababu mimi nikiangalia naona yeye atakuwa gavana wa Meru. Sasa kijana, basi kijana kidogo, kijana ambaye anaweza lipa deni ya maisha. Anaweza kukalia kitu.
That's right, please. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am inclined to register my dissatisfaction with the
Sorry,
technical
Council,
team.
are you in a position to move to maybe a different point as we wait for IT to handle the matter of the
This
videos?
witness, Mr. Speaker, sir, is only supposed to testify on what transpired on 14th of October, and the only piece of evidence that we rely on is those two videos. So then I will have no use for this witness if those videos are not effectively played.
Okay. IT or somebody from broadcast, can you have send somebody to give us an indication of what the problem is?
Mr. Speaker, sir,
Kwa hivyo sasa tunataka hata kuangalia kama gava
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Ndio mtu. Inyang'ombe iteta kunyorujite naye. Kwa kenda meru eta mbere. Ana vetu baratu kuthomithia bakara bwega ilazima meru egite atia igwatanire. Ngithira yari SMCA ibe ankwenda kuga twembunge meru batu tukayenda sauti. Tukwena arua ankwenda kuga twembunge meru batu tukayenda sauti emwe na tutongere twi munene wetu witwa mthi kontorenturi. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Ni untu inyang'ombe iteta kunyorujite naye kwa kenda meru eta mbere.
Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats.
Kuthomithia bakara bwega ilazima meru egite atia.
Let's pause the video first.
Igwatanire.
Sorry for that. We have to ensure that the videos we're playing are of quality so that we can be able to follow through. Yes, Council, you may now proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May we then have the video replayed from the beginning?
Na tukwena arua ankwenda kuga twembunge meru batu tukayenda sauti emwe na tutongere twi munene wetu witwa mthi kontorenturi. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Ni untu inyang'ombe iteta kunyorujite naye.
Kindly pause the video. Can you identify the person making the speech?
Yes, that is the Speaker of the Meru County Assembly.
What has he just said in that video?
He has said that they want a Linda, and that Linda will be Muteka Lentore, CS, and Grigasha. Yes.
Can we proceed with the video? Kindly play the video.
Kenda meru eta mbere. Ana vetu baratu kuthomithia bakara bwega ilazima meru egite atia igwatanire. Ngithira yari SMCA ibe yabondekaire. Ure kirwa njana ya kurwa njuri ncheke tuendelia chapter yetu. Haraka NCA ni puinde. Tambo ya kanono kama kindogo watokea antu bamata.
Confirm that the speaker is inviting MCAs into the podium.
Yeah, he is inviting all the MCAs who are there or who are present.
Thank you. Let's proceed.
Aitia olo ntomorome awande tana ntomorome nde kinyeta ntomorome mongo aro barawa ho kadebo tana robo barawa ko maru arete mo ko tana renge woni kodiria.
Thank you. Kindly pause. There is a story the elder is giving of a woman. What is he saying about that woman?
He is saying that there was a woman that is long ago who was circumcising men. And there came a time, after circumcising men for a long time, there came a time when he asked one of the men to bed so that she could sit on his back and circumcise men sitting on a man.
That story is meant to talk about a woman who oppresses men. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Kindly, let's proceed.
Narua toyete lai dori erieta kodari mana ba kenda ba eta korwa ndo ba eta korwa bate kere kwa ba no no deriete kene korie nkawa okay ya kwedra ekonka bidha biandwa tore akorwa meru okay ya kwedra ya oe okay derwa wato garotere wato kya ko dai mano to gawate girumi.
Can you explain, pause the video and explain what that elder has told the MCS?
What he has told the MCS is that if there is anybody who is going to go against what the elders will tell them to do, will be cast. And those are the ones which straight away makes that one an oath.
Thank you. Let us proceed with the video. There is a specific kindly pause. He says Imochietio. What does that mean in Kimeru?
It is an oath that you are taking.
The Meru word for oath is what? Muchietio.
Yes.
Is that what he has said?
Yes.
Kindly let us proceed.
Okay, ya kwedru wote ta safari kwa takazana kwenda kueta tu kwa kidari mo uchoke nyuma. Na kuma namba umehesabu unere ameru. Joni nekorie. Muge na abwe. Omieni tadira jamburi ya to merie na mutano gitadira jamburi kenda to kombwa njuri. Na imwire ndo morome. Na okay ya kuona ndo ara ugabo kodoka ibodoki. Ate ata manto. Tonto bou. Manto jela to akrokia na arwe. Ija guitamero o kombone. Ija guitamero e tonto bou boira muchete o menyon. Kaninge karwembo kamwe.
Thank you. Kindly pause the video. The elder is giving very specific threats on that curse that will befall upon MCS.
Yes.
What is he saying that will happen to the MCS if they go against what the declaration?
He is telling them that if they go against the oath that he is about to administer, that curse will follow them to their homes and also to their families.
Thank you. Let us proceed.
Guatanero ya darimwe nambie darimwe neria eria eri kiura e badarimwe na nainjo.
Is the elder spilling some, I don't even know what to call them.
Some stuff.
You will tell us what that is. Is the elder sin spilling some stuff to the MCS?
Yes.
What is that?
Actually, I cannot tell what the stuff that one is because I did not go near. You know, there was security there. Those who were allowed to go there were those senior people. They were the ones who were near. So I don't know whether it was honey or it was honey mixed with something else. I cannot tell.
What does Njorincheke use for that kind of oathing?
That kind of oathing, sometimes, you see, in any oathing, Njorincheke uses blood. Uses blood because an animal has to be slaughtered so that you perform an outing. And the special thing that we have in Meru, which is undertaken by John Cheke, is the Kidiri outing, where an animal is killed. And there are things that I cannot say because they are said to those people who have been initiated into John Cheke.
Thank you. Can we play video number KMV17? KMV17, kindly. Kindly video KMV17.
Sasa tunataka kumuuliza mzee Kiraitu aje hapa. Ndiye alikuwa kinipeni wa Meru kisiasa, sasa amestahafu. Tunataka yeye sasa atupatie yule sasa ataongoza sisi kama wa Meru. Kwa hivyo sasa tunataka umetuangalia kama governor, sasa tunataka utuletee kiongozi ambaye sasa atachukua nafasi yako kuwa kiongozi wetu wa Meru. Wewe ndio utatuonyesha ni nani.
Sasa nataka kuje akae kwa hii kiti nilikuwa napewa, hata weka hapa. Ili no ntune mwana onjuri. Dawa gitije na tutetherie tumuikerie mata. Sidio? Na kwa sababu mimi nikiangalia naona yeye atakuwa gavana wa Meru. Sasa kijana, wewe si kijana kidogo, ni kijana ambaye anaweza lipa ndeni ya baba yake. Anaweza kukalia kiti ya baba yake kama baba yake hayuko, lakini akiwa na baraka za baba yake, si mwazi, si mpinduzi. Mbele ya wajumbe wa Meru ambaye wanatugambira kule Linjiko, wako hapa wakishuhudia na chiamani wao na waziri ulokaraga nyumba ya witho wa thirikari mbere yao na Arua na mbere ya Njuri Ncheke ya Meru. Ugote mwana kaire ulitegemeo ya Meru. Wewe ni tegemeo kutoka leo. Ondobo tuina maono na tutethio tuite aibone. Thank you. Umeambiwa wewe ndio tegemeo letu na kurubanjuri bonde bakuona ndi na rameto yetu yitete yerekerete.
Thank you. You can post that video. Mr. Adrian.
Yes.
According to your assessment of that video, and first of all confirm, the young gentleman that has been introduced into the podium and sat on that stool, who is that gentleman?
That is our deputy governor or the deputy governor of Meru County.
What is he told to do, or why is he being invited in front?
They are crowning him to take the position of the governor.
So they are crowning him, installing him as the governor of Meru.
Yes.
To take over leadership.
Yes.
In that meeting, You are able to see other leaders in Meru?
Yes.
Is that the same function where the MCAs were present?
Yes.
The same day?
Yes.
Finally, Mr. Adrian, did the elders in that function who are presiding over that function had the blessing of the Njorincheke Council of Elders to conduct that function?
Actually, no. The answer is no. Because Njorincheke members got annoyed. That was on a Saturday, and on Monday, we went to Uru. That is the quarter of the 3 sub-counties, that is the whole Tigania. And we denounced what happened at Nchiru. And we said we will even go to cleanse that shrine, because what happened there is not what should happen in a shrine. Because a shrine is a holy place. It is a holy place. Even you cannot even kill an animal there. You cannot initiate a person into Njorincheke in that shrine. You are not allowed.
Lastly, is the Njorincheke Council of Elders opposed to Governor Kawira's leadership in any way?
No.
Has it in any way advised her removal from office?
No.
That is all for this witness, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Counsel for the County Assembly, your witness for cross-examination.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my name is Maranya, Counsel for the County Assembly. I will take the witness through the cross-examination. Bwana Royaru.
Yes.
For how long have you been the chairman of, as you have said in your paragraph number 1, the chairman of the caucus of Njorincheke Council of Elders of the Ameru community? For how long have you been?
I think it's that position.
When were you elected, in other ones?
I think 2 weeks ago.
Or 2 weeks ago? That is after that meeting or before the meeting?
After that meeting, but I had other positions in Njorincheke.
Were you conveniently appointed for purposes of your evidence today?
No.
Will I be right to say so?
No.
You have also said that you've been holding other positions of Njorincheke.
Yes.
So, just to confirm,
yeah.
Were you elected after the impeachment motion was tabled in the County Assembly?
No, because...
When were you elected? When it is when the actual date?
I think, yeah, it's just...
You were elected after the impeachment motion was tabled in the County Assembly.
I think so.
I'll be mindful of time because I'm on time risk.
It's okay.
Will it be true for me to say that you are elected, therefore, for purposes of your statement today, so that you come under capacity of Njorincheke's chairman?
No, because I could have come even as a mere member of Njorincheke.
But does the Njorincheke have its hierarchy of in respect to communication?
Yeah.
Does any person, can any member of Njorincheke communicate on behalf of the entire group?
Yes.
Anybody?
Anybody, because in the olden days there were no leaders of Njorincheke. There were juries or the Westmen who are the leaders of Njorincheke. It is just recently when we started now having chairmen of the houses, chairmen of locations, chairmen of divisions.
And it's your evidence that nowadays you have to speak through your officials. That's your evidence?
No.
You said in the past there wasn't.
There wasn't, and even now, there is nobody who is senior than the other one, even though we use their titles, even that title that I am using. It cannot make me the spokesman of Njorincheke.
Very well noted. You had the oath. As you speak, you had the oath.
Yes.
And you said you are a member of Njorincheke.
Yes.
You have vowed to speak the truth.
Yes.
Are you conflicted in this whole scenario? Does your son-in-law work for Meru County government as a chief officer?
Yes. I have children.
I have asked, does your son-in-law...
Yes.
Could you state his name? To this honorable Senate. What is his name? What is the son-in-law? What is the name of your son-in-law who works as the chief officer in the county government of Meru?
It's Akwalu Mugambi.
Victor Akwalu Mugambi. Could I be right to say that you are here just to protect the impeachment of the governor and by extension protect the loss of job of your son-in-law?
No. Reason being, I have to say the reason. Reason being that my son-in-law was vetted by a competent assembly, and he passed the vetting and he was
that notwithstanding, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I put it to you that you have a conflict of interest as far as the Meru County government leadership is concerned. Will I be right to say so?
No, you are not right.
You have produced a clip allegedly played at a Jorincheke forum. Was that a formal Jorincheke forum?
Actually, it wasn't.
I am asking, was it a formal Jorincheke forum or not?
I am saying it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yes. I am contented with that. I'll take that. You have said you are a veteran member of the Jorincheke.
Yes.
That's so?
Yes.
Can an oath, as you have alleged it, be conducted in a forum other than a formal Jorincheke forum?
It can. If you are misled, you can do the same, and that's why we are saying, as members of Jorincheke, we are going to cleanse the shrine, because it was not done at the right time.
It was not done
at the right place.
At the right place.
Yes.
Therefore, a Jorincheke oath has to be done with their formalities to be followed before you administer an oath. Is that your evidence?
Yes, it is.
You said also that there need to be, one of the formalities is slaughter of an animal. Is that so?
I said there is.
Is that so? Is that so?
No, I am not going to accept that, because
my question is simple, Mr. Chairman.
I was specific.
Please listen to my question.
Yes.
Is it a prerequisite that for you to administer an oath, you have to play some things, including, which you said you cannot even say here because they are non-members, members who are not initiated to Jorincheke?
Yes.
You said includes slaughtering an animal.
Yes.
Was it that? Or you want to return to evidence?
No, what I am saying is, I said the Kidiri oath thing. That is not Kidiri oath thing. It is an oath thing, but not Kidiri.
How many oaths does Jorincheke have?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Is there any that is conducted